Hello, people of Christ, and happy Saturday to you. Hope you're all doing well. Up here, just getting things ready for our worship. And a lot of people lately have been saying, oh, I just can't wait to get back to worship. I started thinking about that, thought, well, we're here. Worship is going on. We'd love to have you come back. But I figure a lot of people are kind of afraid, because of the various things, and afraid, don't know how safe it is to come back, and what are our protocols and how carefully we're following them. And so I thought it might be a good idea to kind of walk you through some of the things that you might expect when you do come back to Christ, so you'll know that we're doing a really good job of trying to keep you as safe and as healthy as possible. So, first of all, when you come to church, the doors are closed, so you're going to have to grab the handle. I do clean them every Sunday, but obviously after the first few people touch them, they're dirty again. But as soon as you come into the church, and follow me, immediately as you get inside, we have our first sanitizing station. We have a sanitizer and a napkin in case you want any of that. After you've sanitized your hands when you come in, we have the bulletins. They're sitting here on a table if you come in through the main doors, or if you come up from the stairway, from the garage, we have some bulletins here also. Both these tables are sanitized each week. I wash my hands thoroughly before I touch the bulletins. I put them out, and they're staggered, as you notice. Jordan, you want to swing around and look at those bulletins? How we look at here, and then over at our other station. They're staggered, so you only have to touch your one bulletin and nothing else, and no one else has to touch it or will touch it. So we keep that very clean. But you don't need to actually grab a bulletin at all if you don't want to touch anything, because the entire service, every bit of it, is on the screen. So if you don't want to use a bulletin, you don't need to. The hymns, the readings, the back and forth readings between the two of us, all on the screen. So you don't need to touch anything. The doors will be open, so again, you don't need to grab a door here. You can come on in the sanctuary. Immediately as you come to the sanctuary, you'll notice on both sides of the aisle, at these two doors and the other two doors on the outside, are offering plates. So again, we will not be taking offering during the service, but as you come in or as you leave, you can put it in there yourself, so no one has to touch the plates at all. Again, we have another sanitizing station. So again, if you have touched anything, you can clean your hands once again and then proceed to your pew. You can choose where to sit, as you always have, but you'll notice as you come in and walk through the sanctuary that the pews are all marked off and staggered as far as where you can sit, so that nobody is near anyone else. So if someone were to sit in this pew, you can tell by what's marked off, the next closest someone could be is in the middle over here, or two pews up, again up here. So we're keeping our distance always for the entire service. Also, as you probably saw when you came in, we have a sign there right as you walk in. Let's take a look at that again. I should have showed you that before. To remind everyone, face masks are required. Just another reminder for people. It's there to remind you. And our congregation, everyone has been very, very good about that, keeping them on and wearing them the whole time. In case you were to happen to forget to bring yours, oh man, I can't believe I forgot mine today. We do have face masks available over here in a basket. The kind you buy, we've got them all packaged up individually. You can take one. But again, only take it if you need it, because they do kind of cost a lot. Follow me. For Holy Communion, we have stations set up for them. First of all, you might want to sanitize your hands once again before you come on up. And then up at the communion rail, we have 4 stations on each side, separated by a good distance. On each station is a napkin, which is replaced after each person takes. So what you'll do is you'll come up, we have 4 people come up, or a couple can count as one person. So we could have as many as 8 people if it's 2 at each and they're husband and wife, or a father, daughter, father, son, something like that, but parent, child. But other than that, so we have 4 stations. I will walk around and put the bread on each, step back. I then come around and put the cup on each, the wine, step back, let the people take that. After they have taken it and when they're going to leave, they will take their cup, you will take your cup and your napkin with you, and there are garbage cans on both sides where you will throw those away. Before we do the sacrament, I have sanitizer up here to make sure that I'm completely clean before I touch anything. Also, again, we have the fresh napkin so that after each person takes, the napkin is replaced so that when you come up, you're not touching anything except the napkin and the cup that I've touched and our lay helper who is sanitized before they've touched everything. So there's no contact though with you and any other members, even touching the stool of that because the napkin's on the stool. So, and then again as you leave, just to show you, again, we have garbage can to throw away your napkin and your cup. We have sanitizer again. You can wash, clean your hands once again before you touch your face or anything, just so you feel confident about being clean. For those folks who need to take in the pew, let me just show you what I do for those. There's not too many of our folks who need to be in the pew, but for those who do, I take a cup and a wafer on each napkin. I then take this down to them. They take their cup and napkin, the cup and wafer off, and the napkin. They take that with them. So again, nobody touches anything of anybody else's. And then our lay helper also comes around to take up their garbage. And that's how we do it. On Sunday, then at the end of service, when it's time to go, I will stand up here so I keep my distance from everyone, but I release people from the pews. And I make sure there's at least 6 feet, but even more, as people head out. And people know, unfortunately, you can't stand around and talk in the narthex. I mean, if you really want to talk, you're welcome to go outside and do that. But in the sanctuary, in our narthex, we want to observe all of the rules, all of our protocols for cleanliness and for safety. So the 6 feet rules, the masks, and all that. And we do that again, both coming in and going out. And I think that pretty well does it. Any questions? If you do have any questions, don't hesitate to call me or to email is best because of my voice, so you can tell it's already wearing out. But to send me an email and ask Pastor John, how do we do this? Or how do we do that? Or I'm still worried about this. Let me know. We're trying to make this as safe as possible so that you feel comfortable coming back and worshiping here in the sanctuary with your family of Christ. May God be with you. Hope to see you soon. God bless.